Hello guys, welcome to the session. So I know we had two parts remaining from the last thing, that was the installments parts and the shares and debentures part. But today's lecture would ideally cover close to, if we go by correct timings and pace, hopefully a speed which is kind of missing in the caption which I've left purposely because it depends on what pace we cover today's lecture is. So if we cover it properly, we'll be seeing a time close to 1 hour 20 minutes to 1 hour 30 minutes. And if I start explaining both of this concept, it will become 1 hour 45 minutes or so. So yeah, I will be covering it in the weekend because we have a double session there and we can compensate the timing there. And the numbers part, you won't have much of a difficulty there because it's relatively a short concept because we have 3 lectures on numbers. So we have time to compensate. Will that work, guys?
Yes, from my side.
Okay. All right then. We'll start with the simpler topic, time and distance. Simpler as in you guys have already studied this before 10th standard itself, and it will be difficult only because of the wordings and the time constraints. There's just, I would say, one formula that you need to remember, and that is not distance is equal to speed into time. That is not the formula I want you to remember. The formula I want you to remember is A is, I'm sorry, one second. A into B is equal to C. This is the formula you will be using, and we will also be using the concepts from the previous sessions that we have learned of ratio and proportion, and that would be all. I mean, what generally happens is the current three symbols you are seeing. The question for this will be set in words, and the answer will be in numbers. Nothing new, nothing fancy. So, just to begin with, let's see at a concept here. 6 into 4 is equal to 24, and 4 into 6 is also equal to 24. Now, how much increase do I see here? How much percentage increase in terms of fraction?
50%.
Okay, and in
One
terms
by
of
two.
fraction, that would be half. Okay,
Yes.
now this has increased. What has happened to this?
No,
Decrease.
no,
No.
not by half, by one third.
Okay, by 1/3. Great. Now, if I try to repeat the same thing using different thing, like 4 into 3 is equal to 12 and 3 into 4 is equal to 12. Now, once again, how much change we are getting here and here? Percentage change.
From
1
three to
by
four, it
third.
is one by third.
Yeah, and this side
Uh, 1/4, I guess. One
1
by
by
four.
4. Yeah. So here it's 1 by third increase. Here it's 1 by 4 decrease. Here it is 1 by 2 increase and 1 by 3 decrease, provided in both the scenarios we have this as the constant. Now can we generalize this part? Whenever we have any equation in the form of A into B is equal to C, where in the scenarios C is constant, what generally happens is if one increases, other decreases. It's inversely proportional. I mean, this is what we had seen in the proportionality part, right? This is the inversely proportional. What happens? One increases, the other decreases, and this is the thing we'll learn today. Now, what the general rule is, if one thing increases by 1 by x, the other decreases by 1 by x plus 1. And this is in terms of percentage and ratio, like we saw here. This half is not the number. It does not become from 4 to 4.5. It is 1 by half times of the original number. Same goes by 6. 1 by a third times it has reduced. So in terms of percentages, it reduces by this. So to generalize of what we will be using specifically today is this part. When one thing increases by 1 by x, the another decreases by 1 by x plus 1 of the original number. Is this part clear, guys?
Yes.
Everybody, I need a confirmation moving forward, because this is a very important concept and I require cooperation in that regards.
So here x is the value, the decreased value, correct? Always.
Yes, yes. No, x is not the decreased value. X is the ratio by which it has decreased or increased.
Okay.
See, what is x here? 2.
2.
What is x plus 1? 3. Is 2 the decreased value? No, it's the ratio by what it is decreasing or increasing.
Here in the second example, if I consider 1 by 4 and x value to be 4,
Yeah.
then that is wrong, right?
Of course wrong. I am asking 1 by x is increasing and 1 by x plus 1 is decreasing. Is 1 by 4 increasing?
Yes. Oh, okay. Right.
Okay. Anybody, any further doubt? Moving forward. Okay. All right then. Now, since this part is clear, we'll move to one more new logic, and that would be going forward this part. Now, and trust me, if you can remember this part, this important step, you can easily solve almost half of the questions directly. The round 1 questions are covered. You won't have to specify any further time, and basically a lot of arithmetic questions. This concept comes in very handy. So do remember it, guys. Note it carefully. Now coming to the second part. Now what we'll have in the second part is, let's see. Now what did we learn here? A into B is C. Now you can use it in one more method, and that would be A by B is equal to C. Now what would happen is, if A increases here, keeping C constant, will B increase or will B decrease?
Increase.
Increase. By how much percentage or by how much change? If A increases by 20%, by how much will B increase?
The same value which is increased, that should be increased in the denominator also.
Yes, perfect. It will increase by the exact same amount. So if A increases by 20%, B will also increase by 20%. If A increases by 33%, B will also increase by 33%. This part is clear, guys? So we have seen what happens in the inverse proportion, what we have to do, and what will happen in the direct proportion, what we have to do. Just keep in this mind, because you will have your speed, time, distance, everything revolving around these two things. Now, this was the simpler concept. Now coming to one important concept that, just to understand, it might take time, but trust me, it will save your time in a lot of problems. So
Kesari, one doubt here.
yeah, go
So
ahead.
A is increased by 20%. So B should be increased by 20% of A, right?
No, B should increase by 20% of itself. Why 20% of A?
Now let's say I have example 6 by 2.
Okay.
And let's take 30%.
Let's take 50%. Let's take 50%. So this answer is 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now increase this by 50%. What will you will get? 9.
Right. Got it.
Now what will you increase it by? 50% of itself, right?
Yes, correct.
So you will again get the same thing, provided this is constant. Remember this, guys. If it is not constant, we cannot do this. Okay, now moving forward, and important concept yet again. Now we will have, here we have A, here we will have B. Now what we have seen, distance is equal to speed into time. This part is clear. Now generally what we'll have is, keeping it in the short form, this is what we will follow. Now suppose you have been given a situation, and that is A starts from here 5 p.m. and this is the general template. I'm telling you how sums will be given to you. B will start at the same time. You will have some speed here, you will have some speed going this side, they will have some time here, they will have some time here, and you will be asked when do they meet. First type of question, when do they meet. Second would be how much time do they take to reach at the other point. Third would be what speed should be used, so that at what constant speed should they travel forward so they reach at the certain criteria. So this is the general template you will see. One another template you will see for the questions is just the single one. There will be just one player, and that would be A. No B will be given. Now you will be given two scenarios. Let's say if it traveled at 40 kilometer per hour, it arrived 10 minutes late. If it traveled at 60 kilometer per hour, it came 20 minutes early. Now, just believe me, the question we were discussing here and the question we are discussing right now here, they are both the same. Nothing new, nothing fancy. Here, just we had it in terms of symbol. Here, we are having it in terms of words. That's it. Now tell me, this is speed, this is time. Are two things given, and you will be asked the third thing. Can I calculate the distance from this question?
Yes.
Okay, how? Can anybody shed some light?
Get two.
I don't want to know the answer. I just want the approach first.
We'll get two equations. We need to make two equations.
No. I do not want that. I just taught you something. I need you to apply that part. I know you guys can solve this entire chapter using equations, and that's not what I am for.
Kesari, it is if it is 40 kilometers per hour, it's 10 minutes late. And
Yeah.
if we increase 20 kilometers per hour, it is 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
So it should not be late. It should not be early.
I do not want that. If it is late or it's early, that's not my problem. My problem is how much is the distance between the 2 points. You can drive at whatever speed you want. You can reach early, reach late. That is not the issue. My only thing is I want that today's sorry, by today I mean the distance here of this problem. I want that. Guys, some of you are telling you are facing some audio issues. Is my voice clear right now?
Yes, yes.
I'm good.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I want the distance, guys. I just need the approach from you guys. Think for a minute, just 1 minute. Think about it. I want you guys to use this concept. Anybody, anything, guys?
In this case, as C is constant, distance will be the constant
Yes, it will
on
be.
right hand side.
Yes. Yes.
The-
Distance in both the cases is constant.
And speed, as speed is increasing, means one factor is increasing. Obviously,
Yes.
second one will decrease.
Perfect.
But I
Well,
don't
you are
know how
thinking
to
on the
get the
right track.
answer.
Yeah. Anshala, you are quite close. I mean, just one more step and you are almost correct with the logic.
अब मुझे नेक्स्ट नहीं पता चल रहा.
Okay, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Yeah, guys, anybody else? Yeah, Prerit, you want to say something?
Can we multiply the both?
How will you multiply
Just
both?
increase in the speed and timing.
And what answer did you get?
I didn't do it. I'm just thinking.
Unfortunately, you cannot.
Okay.
Guys, I just showed you the method. Try to use it, this part. Okay, see. Now, come back here, guys. Now, from 40, it came to 60. How much change did it go? In terms of
20.
fraction.
1/2.
Yes, 1/2. Now 1/2 increase, 1/2 increase, keeping the third part constant. C is constant. How much decrease should there be in the other part?
1/3.
Exactly, 1/3, perfect. Now 1/3 is the decrease. And how much is the difference here?
10.
It's 10
The-
minutes late
No,
and
no,
20
30
minutes
30
early.
minutes. Right?
Oh, sorry, 30 minutes.
30
30
minutes.
minutes.
So 30 is the difference, and this is equal to 1/3 reduction of the original quantity. So can I say 30 minutes is basically 1/3 of the original time?
Yes.
So the actual time is 90 minutes.
Yes.
So 40 into 9.
So the distance is 60 kilometer. 40 is the speed. 1.5 hours is the time. 40 into 1.5 is 60. Now you can also see if I travel by 40, it will take me 1.5 hours to reach 60. But if I travel by 60, it will take me 1 hour. Is the difference 30 minutes? Everybody got it clear?
No, Kesari, I didn't understand the time part.
Okay.
So
All right.
how you get 60?
Yeah, I'll explain it again. I'll explain it again. Don't worry. Okay. This part is clear. From 40 to 60, there's a half increase.
Yes.
Yes.
And half increase will lead to 1/3 reduction in the other quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And this 1/3 reduction is basically 30 minutes.
Yes.
This part is clear, Sudeep?
Yes, Kesari.
Yeah. If 1/3 part is 30, the actual quantity will be 90. 1/3x or 1/3 of t, the actual time is 30 minutes. Actual time will be 90 minutes.
Yes.
If actual time in the original scenario, this scenario is 90 minutes, that is 1.5 hours. So if I multiply speed by time, can I get distance?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody
Got
got it?
Got it.
Please mention in the chat box because some of you are not telling anything.
Yes.
Okay. I'm still waiting for some of your responses, guys. Okay, I've got everybody's response except Aditya's response. Aditya, are you able to listen?
He's actually having connection issues, Casey. So
Okay,
he's
okay,
reading.
all right. No, but I think I can see him in the list. No, is there? Okay, no, he's not there. All right. Okay, no worries, guys. So this part is clear, guys. How did we arrive at? This is basically how you will be deceived using words. But trust me, if you can understand how the formula works of how much increase and how much decrease, speed, time, and distance is a very easy concept. In fact, this concept, and that's why I did not specifically teach you speed, time, and distance today. The name of the chapter, it might be speed, time, and distance, but what we are learning is basic arithmetic, and this arithmetic will be very useful for you in a lot of chapters. In the coming subsequent chapter, the next chapter that we will discuss, even this concept will be useful there itself. And that's why I named it a simple equation: AB is equal to C, and not distance is speed into time and anything else of that forms. And also it saves you a lot of time. If you go and start using equations, it will take you more than a minute. Here, if you can just get grasp of this formula, it will barely take you 30 seconds. Okay, now moving from this part, coming to the next important concept, and pay attention guys, this is again very important part of the concept. Now we had two actors. Now there will be only sorry, there was one actor, now there will be two back again. Now suppose this, he starts at 5 p.m. he starts at 5 p.m. and A reaches here at 10 p.m. B reaches here at 11 p.m. They both are using their constant different speeds, S1, and here speed is S2. Now, is the distance for both of them same?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So can we use the formula of AB is equal to C, where C will be the constant?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is the ratio of their times? 5 hours and 6 hours?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So if the ratio of their time is 5:6, the ratio of their speed will be 6:5.
Yes.
Guys, did you understand it?
I didn't get the 5 is to
No,
6
no.
part.
Yes, I
Okay.
got it. Got it.
Okay. See. 5 into 6 and 6 into 5. This is the time. This is this. What does 5 into 6 and 6 into 5 mean?
30 kilometer.
Exactly. Yeah, it is 30. It's basically not 30. I'm just using the ratios, and you cannot multiply ratios to get units. But still, for the
30x.
simplicity part, we'll take units for now. Will it be 30? Asvik, you had a doubt. Yeah, I'm explaining that part.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll say what I understood. So this guy B has reached at 11 p.m. That's it,
Hmm.
right? So he took 6 hours.
Yes.
So time, how it is 5 is to 6.
A took 5 hours from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and B took 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Okay, right. I missed the 10 p.m. part.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Now is it visible? Okay. Now this will be the difference in the ratio part. Now going forward, if this happens when distance is constant, so this will be the scenario when distance is constant. Now let us take time as constant. When will the time be constant, guys? The scenario when these both guys A and B meet somewhere in the between. Will time be constant or will time be the same for both of them? Because they have started at the same time.
Yeah, it will be constant.
Yes, perfect. Now, since the ratio of their speed is 6:5 and timing being constant, will the distance ka ratio be also be 6:5? Distance is equal to speed into time. If I'm keeping this as constant, what if this increases by 20%? This will also increase by 20%. So basically ratio of D and S will be constant. So distance, so if speed from initial problem is 6:5, the distance ka ratio of whatever they cover, this is d1, this is d2. So d1 is to d2 will be 6:5.
Yes. Yeah. So since time is constant, the speed and distance are directly proportional.
Yes, perfectly.
So that's the reason it is 6:5.
Yes. Guys, I require affirmance from everybody moving forward. I won't move forward if you guys have any doubt, because trust me, this is very important. Anybody, any doubt? Speak up right now itself.
Now, similarly, if speed is constant, then the distance will be 5:6. Correct?
Yes. If the speed is constant, now let us take speed is constant. Now, if speed is constant, the ratio of time would be 6:5. And in what scenario is the speed constant? In the same scenario, because they have been using the exact same speed. S1 by S2 is constant, so the ratio of speed is constant. Okay, Aditya, sure. But you are able to respond here, right? By typing.
Yeah, K3, like I just, connected 2 to 3 times. I left the meeting and again connected. Now it looks stable. So anyhow, if I missed anything, I'll be seeing in the recorded videos.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
But if you have anything, you can type in as well, because I'm constantly looking at the chat also.
yeah, K3, sure.
Okay. Okay. So, like we were discussing, the speed of both of them would be constant. So in that regards, the ratio of the time would also be constant. If this will consume 6 units of time to reach here, this person will consume 5 units of time to reach here. So this is how the ratio of the time would be also 6:5. Anybody, any doubt till now in any part? I will repeat it once again. Is it clear, guys?
Can you repeat the time is constant scenario?
Okay, all right. When will the time be constant? The time will be constant when they both meet. I'll explain it freshly here. Now, here is A, here is B. They are meeting somewhere in the between. And since they both started at 5 and they both met, are they both traveling for the exact same timing?
Yes.
So will their timings be same?
Yes.
So we already know the ratio of their speed. Now, because of that, can we know the ratio of the distance also? Because if the
Yes.
timing is constant,
I got
the
it.
distance and speed will have the same ratio.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Anybody, any doubt? Is it clear, guys? Please reply in the chat box. All right, then. Now we'll start with the problems. The simpler part of this is, I would say, the circular problems. It's not a tough one. It's basically your starting and the end point would be the same. You whenever the sum comes, I will tell you something extra important if it is required for the sum. If it is not required, you won't get it, because trust me, there are various formulas you will get in various books. Applying formulas and trying to learn and memorize them will always confuse you more, because you'll always search for problems for formulas for specific problems. Once you learn the concept like this properly, it applies for every problem. You just have to apply your simple common logic and some modifications of all the cases I discussed here that would be required. But apart from it, that's it. Nothing new will be required from my side, I guess, in the speed, time and distance part. So yeah, now moving forward, I guess today should be the day that you guys should be able to solve all the questions in 2 minutes. Nothing more difficult should be done, and you already have your calculators. So yeah, if at all you have some calculation part, that would be pretty easy. So then we'll move forward with this. Yeah, guys. So coming to our first problem. Walking from home at 3/4 of his usual speed, a man reaches his office 20 minutes late. Had the man walked at 4/3 of its usual speed, find the time taken by the man to reach his office. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Start. And reply me in the chat box, guys. No public answers. Sohail, it is asked how much time it takes, not how much late or early. No, Asvik. No, Prerit. Come on, guys. This is an easy question. I thought you might be cruising through the question in a minute. But till now, I haven't received a single correct answer yet. What is the problem, guys? Are you not able to understand the question, or is there any difficulty? No, Prerit, it's not correct yet. Alright, time's up, guys. Yeah, I would require from you guys to know. I would require what your approach is. Where did you get stuck or something?
So yeah, Kesari. So initially, it was 3/4 of its usual speed,
Yeah,
and later on, it was 4/3 of its usual speed.
yeah. So at a usual speed, it takes time t. Now, this is 3/4s, right?
Yeah,
Man reaches how much minutes late?
20 minutes.
20 minutes late. So,
T plus 20.
T plus 20.
yeah, t plus 20, fine. So, what is the reduction here? 1/4?
Yes.
When will 1/4 reduction occur? When there's an increase of?
1/5?
No.
नहीं sir.
1/x का increase and 1/x plus 1 का decrease go hand in hand. So when there's a decrease of 1/x plus 1, there will be an increase of 1/x. So 1/4 का reduction will increase in
1 by
increment of 1/3.
1/3. Yeah.
So 1/3 is how much? How much extra is 1/3? 20 minutes?
Yes.
So what is the actual time? 60 minutes. Now this part is clear. Now compare the same scenario again. Second scenario by 4/3, and let us see the time. Now what is the increase here? 1/3. Now if here we are facing an increase of 1/3, what should be the reduction in timing?
1/2.
no 1/4.
So increase of 1/4. Sorry, my bad.
1/4. What will be 1/4 of 60 minutes?
15.
Yeah. So what will be the actual time he reaches?
60 plus 15, 85. 75.
60 minus 15.
45 minutes.
45.
It's reduction. 45 minutes is the answer. Now what was so difficult in this? Like I said, it's all the game of just this. You have to apply this, nothing else. You can apply your equations and everything. You will waste your time. Did you guys understand it, or should I go through it once again?
I understood.
I have one doubt over here. Numerator part does not matter.
Numerator part what?
Means you have write down over here na s to 1/3 increase 4/3.
Yes.
So 4 doesn't matter. Only denominator part.
4/3. 4/3s it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what is the increase? 1 by 3?
So we don't need to consider 4
Why not 4?
numerator part.
If there's 4 by 3 S and S, how much increase are we getting?
No,
We
I
are
don't
getting
know.
1 by 3 ka increase, right? We are getting 1 by 3 ka increase on the base of 1. Okay. From 4 to 6, what is the increase here? We are getting an increase of 2 on the base of 4. That comes out to be an increase of half. Here we are getting an increase of 1 by 3 on the base of 1, which is 1 by 3.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll go through it once again, guys. Just pay attention. This is very important part. I'll go through it once again. And now just concentrate carefully. So yeah, the basic case was S and timing T. Distance will be constant. Now, given here 3/4 of his usual speed. So we will go to 3/4 of his usual speed. And how much time is it taking? Extra 20 minutes. Now, to come from here to here, we had 1 by 4th ka reduction. 1 by 4th ka reduction would accompany how much? 1 by 3 ka increase.
Yes.
So we have 1 by 3 ka increase over here, and 1 by 3 ka increase brought how much increase in terms of units? 20. So if 1 by 3 is 20, what will be actual one part? 60 minutes. So this is how we got the actual time as 60 minutes. This part is clear, guys, till now?
Yes.
Anybody, any doubt? Okay. Now moving forward, the second concept given is, had the person walked at 4/3 of his usual speed. So at 4 by 3 of its usual speed, same distance, in how much time will he reach? Now, from this part to this part, what is the increase, guys? 1 by 3. An increase of 1 by 3 will give me a reduction of how much according to this formula? 1 by 4. X is 3 here. 1 by 3 increment, 1 by 4 decrement. So 1 by 4th from 60 will get reduced 1 by 4th. 1 by 4 of 60 is 15 minutes. So 15 minutes will get reduced. Now we have 45 minutes, and that is what we would have as the answer. Got it, guys? Everybody, any doubt? This concept does take a lot of time to explain in the initial part, but yeah, it is very important. Like the beginning of the first lecture I had shown, exploiting the options. This is exploiting the question. We are not using options here. And this questions only barely will use options. We already know the trick how a question is framed. We already know the trick how questions are played with. So we'll directly hunt the options. All right, we'll move forward then. Yeah, now coming to this, like I had shown it in the second example. So yeah, guys, 2 minutes. Start.
Kesari, you moved the question.
Yes, Asvik, right answer. Yeah, Anshul and Priya, and your answers are right. Thirty more seconds, guys. Guys, I don't see any other answers. Just 3 guys have answered. What's the issue with other ones? Did you not understand the question? Or is it too difficult? Manadeep has not given me an answer. Prerit has not given me an answer. Sudeep has not given me an answer yet. There have been answers from Ashwi, Kansula and Priya. That's it. What happened, guys? Okay. Ashwik, what approach did you use?
Yeah, so basically what I did was I mean the ratios of speed are 3:4 and times would be 1:3:1 1:4 1/3 1 by 4. So keeping the time as constant, I mean when they meet the time should be constant. So keeping the time as constant, I reduced distance to be 3:4. So the total distance covered is 14 meters. So 3:4 is equal to 14. I mean 3x plus 4x is 14 meters. So x
Okay.
value is to be 2. Now, since m traveled already 7 meters in the return way, it had to cover only 2 meters to meet n guys. So 7 plus 2, 9 is what I reduced.
Okay. All right. Anshula, what did you use?
Thank you to stick out. I have used hit and try
Yeah, go ahead. How?
because it's common sense that 7 meter is the total distance, and obviously none of the option is meeting that. So I choose the 9 meter.
Wow. Wow. All right. So hit and trial somehow hit this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Priya, what did you use?
Okay, so I solved the question
Yes.
instantly between 7 minutes and the ratio one should be 4:3
Okay.
So definitely that D would have traveled more distance compared to so
All right. All right. Sure. Sure, Priya.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. There seems to be some disturbance from your side. It's okay. All right. I got you.
so I
Yeah, guys. So there's one easier method that I would like to discuss, and I was purposely holding it back because I wanted you guys to understand first, having that method or not having that method, how much does it matter? And it's not that you have not studied this method, you have already studied this method, and that method is called have you guys studied this method?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, if you solve without using this method like Ashvik had used, it won't be an issue. You can solve this question. The only thing is, in such problems, sometimes knowing a concept like relative velocity would drastically reduce the time you would use to solve this question. Now, what is happening here is m and n are the two time starting from opposite ends. The total distance given is 7 meters. Now, let us assume what happens in relative velocity is, and I will explain it using a simpler method. When here it's m, here it's n, m is using 3 meters per second, v as 4 meter per second. Now, if you have to solve any question of relative velocity, just what you do is you just assume one of those persons to be yourself, and we being lazy as ourselves, what we'll do is we'll give our velocity to the other person at the opposite direction. So here we were having 3 here. What we'll give is 3 to the opposite person in the opposite direction. So now we'll be sitting here only, and the only thing that would matter to us is n will now be moving at 7 meter per second. Will it be the same? Like if m is moving at 3 and n is moving at 4, to the new situation where n is moving at 7 directly towards us and we are sitting right there, will the time taken by m and n in both the cases be same or different?
Same.
Okay, guys, everybody?
Yes, same.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, perfectly. So we'll use the same tactic here. Now, according to this question, what is to be done when they meet for the second time? Now, when will they meet for the second time? Since M is already sitting here according to a new question, new modified situation, N will start running from here, meet for the first time, go back, and again come. How much distance will N cover?
14.
N, no,
21.
21, exactly, 21. It will go, meet M, again come back, again go. Then it will meet the second time. So 7 into 3, that is 21. Now 21. And at the speed at which N was traveling is
7 meters.
perfect, 7 meters. So how much time would it take? 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Now go back to the original question. Now if the speed of M is 3 meter per second, how much distance will M travel in 3 seconds?
1 minute.
What?
9 meter.
9 meters. If you have 3 seconds and you are traveling at 3 meter per second originally, how much will you cover in 3 seconds? 9 meter. Guys, is this part clear or you want me to explain it again?
Kirsty, due to disturbances, I don't get it.
Okay, sure. I will explain it. Anybody else, guys? Guys, anybody else? Okay. Okay, I will explain it once again. No worries. So, let the scenario be here it is M is sitting, here N is sitting at 3 meter per second at 4 meter per second. Now what you do is let M sit here and give his speed in the opposite direction to N. So his total velocity now becomes 7. According to our question, we have to calculate when N meets M for the second time. When will he meet for the first time? He will go here, since M is sitting now in a modified question, and will go meet M, again come back, and again go. This is when he will meet it for the second time. N has traversed this total distance 3 times. The total distance is 7. He has traversed it 3 times, so the total distance he covers is 21 meters. Now, the speed with which N was traveling was 7 meter per second. So distance by speed should give me the time at which they will meet, that is 3 seconds. Now come back to the original question. This is the 3 second. And what was the original speed? Like we had seen, this scenario doesn't change the timings. It will never change the timing at which M and N meet. It will always remain the same. So after 3 seconds, how much originally M might have covered?
Nine meter.
Yes, 9 meter. 3 meter per second into 3 seconds, that is 9 meter. Absolutely correct. So this is how we would get the answer. The approach which Aswik had used is perfectly correct and there's nothing wrong in it. The only thing is it might take some time. That's it. You guys can use that approach as well. It is completely fine. Nothing wrong with that. Is it okay, guys? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then we'll move forward. Now, please solve this question in 2 minutes. We have been very late today. It's already 8:34 and we have only covered 2 questions. I know we had a lot of concept to cover because just going by equations is not the approach we will ideally be following, but still.
It's 5t square, right?
Yeah, it is t square. There's a typing error there. And here, trust me, guys, there's nothing concept wise. It's just a formula question. For clearance, this is 5t square. One more minute, guys. No, Aswik. No, Anshula. No, Ashwik, your answer is still wrong. Hurry up, guys. You might have solved such questions in 9th or 10th standard. Even I might not be surprised if such a question comes in a 10th standard board exam. It's that easy. 30 seconds more. I'm surprised by the response. More like shocked by the response. All right, guys, time's up. What issue are you facing, guys? First of all, I just received 2 answers. We have 8 people who are currently in the class. What's the issue, guys? Yes, Sudeep, you want to say something?
Yeah, Kesari. So here I feel somewhat I feel lack of data given. I don't know why I'm not able to
Okay.
figure it out how to calculate.
Okay. All right. Anybody else thinking this is the issue? Or did you guys face something else? Speak up, guys. I won't be able to solve your doubt if you don't tell me what it is.
Okay, so can we form an equation like distance is equal to speed into time? So 180 is equal to 5t square into t, and then solve for t.
You already have been given the formula. Why do you want another formula? The stone allowed to fall under gravity falls 5 square meters in t seconds. You have already been given the formula. Okay, one thing. Spandana, had you, this is not exactly your 9th standard problem. Speed is equal to distance into time. It's more like a 10th standard problem. So I would just ask you once again. Have you read about the acceleration under gravity thing? I'm not asking, do you know the equations or not? Have you read about it in 10th standard?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the acceleration part. There's no constant speed here. I think that's the part where you got confused.
Yeah, Kesri, for every second, I think 5 meters per second of speed is increasing.
Of course it is increasing.
So
But we don't need to go into all that details. Just see, take it as a basic maths question and not a speed time distance question. Like I said, algebra, arithmetic, sometimes you get a pretty jumbled up question. You cannot determine whether it is an arithmetic question, whether it is an algebra question, and this is such thing. That's why I have not taken sessions like this, that I will teach algebra today or I will teach geometry today. Sometimes it becomes pretty jumbled up and you guys might get confused. So yeah, I'll solve it. You guys just have a look. So it is given the stone allowed to fall under gravity falls 5 t square meters in t seconds, and this is the distance that it covers. So can I say the distance, actual distance it will cover is 180, and just to determine how much time will it take, just equate it to the formula given in the question, because no else data is given to me, like so they pointed out.
It takes
T6.
Sorry?
6.
6.
Yeah, t will be 6. Perfect. Now since t is 6, t is the moment where it reaches the ground. The question asked is find the distance traveled by stone in the last 2 seconds. So I have to calculate the answer from 4 second to 6 second wala distance.
Yes.
So if I calculate the distance till 6 seconds and the distance till 4 seconds and subtract them, will I get the answer?
Yes, yes. That
Yes, that's it. Put t is equal to 6, put t is equal to 4, subtract them, that is the answer. I know this is not your standard
100.
distance is equal to speed into time part, but yeah, you can expect such questions. This is like, how would I say, the basic of your 9-10 standard. That's why I had to put it specifically, because I thought everybody might answer, just take it an easy question, but we have already like taken 6-7 minutes. So that is surprising for me. Now tell me what is the answer, guys?
100.
Yes, 100 it is. Guys, did you understand the question part? Understanding the question and how it was solved is more important than the answer. Everybody, did you understand? Is it clear, guys? Everybody, I'm not getting a response, not even in the chat box. Okay, all right, great. Okay, then we'll move to the next part. You guys are consuming so much time, I will be bound to give some problems as homework, unfortunately. So I'll be discussing the logic of this part and then you will have this as your homework. So how does a train cross a bridge? If this is the train and this is the bridge. So the time taken by the train is when the train reaches here till when the train end of the tip of the train reaches here. So the distance traveled by the tip of the train is distance of the bridge plus distance of the train, the length of the train, D1 and D2. So the train travels D1 plus D2. So whenever it is given a train crosses a bridge of length 5 kilometers in 5 hours and the train itself is 1 kilometer long, basically it travels 6 kilometers in 5 hours. And to convert kilometers per hour to meter per second, do you guys know it?
5 by 18.
5 by 18.
Perfect. Everybody knows it, or does anybody has any doubt? All right then. So this part will be your homework. Please solve it. Same again, guys. This is an equations part, a bit moderate part, but we have covered the concept. You solve it. If you don't understand it, post it in the group. I will provide the solution, but only after nobody gets it. I've discussed the concept thoroughly in detail and this should be a piece of cake. You can try various approaches. You can take the value of A and B to good numbers you want. That can significantly lessen the time you might get, or you can solve it by standard equations part or whatever trick you can use. It's up to you. Or you can try all the 3 methods and come up with whatever suits you better. But yeah, this again is homework. All right. So this part, this is important we had discussed, but yeah, it is an important question because it's more like a moderate question rather than easy question. So yeah, please solve it. Yet again, 2 minutes. One more minute, guys. Nobody has given me an answer yet. Alright, guys, one more minute. One more minute I would give. No, Prerit, the answer is not D. All right, guys, let's discuss. Like the previous questions, the phi t square wala question, where did you guys get stuck? Or what problem are you facing? Speak up, guys.
In this, we just have a single quantity, like only the time we have.
Yeah.
So like how will reduce the others? Because you have to find in respect to something to get the sum of the time.
Do you have the distance constant?
Distance is constant.
Yeah. Time is given.
But speed?
Time is given. Because of time, do I know the ratio of their speeds?
Yes.
Then what are you waiting for? Eventually, I am not even asking in the question what is the speed. Eventually, the time is asked. That's it. So you have the ratio of speeds. That is more than enough to solve the question, because ultimately it is not being asked. And I had already thought it, right? In the scenario where distance is constant, speed is constant, and time is constant in such problems. Guys, today the concept I have taught you is very, very, very important. I would request you guys to at least watch it twice, if not once. Go back to all the concepts that I have taught today. They are very important, and watch it twice, trust me. I think that part is quite important. Anybody, what doubts did you face? What problems did you face? My bad. While solving the question, I got just one response from Prarit, that too is not right. Speak up, guys.
Kesri, frankly to speak, and I'm not able to use the way you have told.
Where what?
The method you have told, the strategy.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to
You
apply it.
did you get the answer by your method then?
No.
Okay. Did you understand the question? What is being asked?
Yes.
Okay. Others, what issue did you face?
Unable to proceed, Kesari, like with the given data, how to, I mean, the first step itself doesn't strike.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Sudeep, go ahead.
Yeah, Kesari. So I faced issue where here distance is constant, and yeah, I couldn't calculate the speeds of both Anand and Bala separately.
But do you know the ratio of the speeds? When distance is constant and you know the time they will take, can we calculate the ratio of the speeds?
No, initially it was 6 hours
Yes.
from their starting point. After 6 hours, they met.
Yeah.
Later on, it was only given 5 hours more is taken by Anand than that of Bala.
Yes.
If I take Bala took only 10 hours to complete reaching from R.
Yes.
It is 1/2 greater than Bala Anand took.
Perfect.
So they from there I'm not able to get how to approach.
Okay. Okay. It's like in the interpretation part, you are just one step farther from discovering the actual question. It's like if you could have figured out one more step, your equations would have flowed through. Anybody else, guys? What is the issue are you guys facing? See, I can rush and finish the question if you guys don't understand, but that's not what I am for. I need to ensure everybody of you understands the part. So unless and until you guys don't speak up, I won't be able to understand. Yeah, Manideep, what was the issue? I will have to single out now.
Yeah, Kesri, I stuck up where after the ratios part.
Ratios part where?
Where first first not first from R to Q, where A takes 5 hours more than what B takes to reach Q.
Okay.
So from that part, I'm not getting actually the correct way.
All right. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Some similar issue or any different issue? All right. Let's start with this one. This is A, this is B, starting from town P and starting from town Q simultaneously towards each other. After 6 hours, they meet. Now they are meeting at 6 hours. What is this case? Time is constant. Now when time is constant, their time is constant and they will have their speed S1, S2. Let's take it that. So the ratio of the speeds is S1 is to S2. So the ratio of their distance will also be equal to S1 is to S2. Ratio of their distances. Now, after 6 hours, they crossed each other at town R. So till 6 hours here and 6 hours here. So basically, now I'll just approach this question from a standard perspective if I do not know any method. All right. So can I frame the question? Total distance is equal to 6 hours into S1 plus S2. This part will be clear. Also, Anand took 5 hours more to reach Q than Bala took to reach P. Bala took to reach P and Anand took to reach Q. Anand takes 5 hours more. That means till now here it is 6 hours, both of them. Here he requires some T hours, and to go here A requires T plus 5 hours. So I'll share two approaches for this, guys. This is the standard approach. Since you guys were confused with two different approaches, I'll share both of them. So this is equal to now what is to be find out? Find the sum of the times taken by them to reach their destinations from R. What is R? R is this. I basically need to find out T1. That's the thing. S1 is to S2 is to be find out on my own. Now, just exploiting the second part. After that, Anand took 5 hours more. So let this here distance be T1 and here it would be T2. So what will face, guys? T1 and the speed of this would be S1. My bad. S2. S2 would be the speed of Bala minus D2 by S1 is equal to 5. Is this what we'll face, guys? According to the given question? Guys?
Yes,
Guys?
Kesari.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I thought I had lost the connection. All right. Anything else that you guys can figure it out? Or is everything covered? Is there something remaining? Guys, is there something that can be figured out or everything has been figured out?
Kesari, could you please repeat how did we get that S2 part? I mean D1 by S2, the last.
Okay. Yeah, sure. A travels the distance D1 to reach R and B travels D2 to reach R. But after they meet, B will travel D1 to reach P, right?
Yeah.
So the time taken, my bad, this would be opposite. This would be negative, this would be positive because this will be greater. So time taken by B to reach P from R would be D1 by S2.
D. Okay. Time taken by B to reach P.
Yeah, from R.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
D1 by.
And time taken by A to reach Q from R would be D2 by S1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there's one more important part to be figured out, and that is, can I say D1 is equal to 6 into S1 and D2 is equal to 6 into S2? Can I say that, guys? Because it basically takes 6 hours for both of them to reach.
Yes, Casey.
1 point. Yes, yes.
Yes. So replacing this, what I will get is 6S2 by S1 minus 6S1 by S2 is equal to 5, or S2 by S1 minus S1 by S2 is equal to 5 by 6. Now you can clearly see these two are basically reciprocals of each other. Now I have to determine S1 by S2 or S2 by S1, because initially what doubt did you guys have? Time is given but speed is not given, right? If I calculate the ratio of their speeds, will I face any issue? Or will the problem be solved, guys? Guys? Guys, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, Kesari.
So did you guys understand, or you want me to explain it again, the last step?
we got
No,
the
it-
speeds.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sudeep, were you not able to understand?
Yes, Kesari. This from D1 equal to 6S1 and D2 equal to 6S2. That point I understood. Later on, I'm not getting it.
Okay. This part, did you understand?
Yes, yes.
Okay. This part, I basically took 6 common and put it in the denominator.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Now, what you can do is, you can take S2 is by X1 as X minus 1 by X is equal to 5 by 6. Or
Get
you,
X as 3 by 2 and minus 2 by 3.
perfect. So I guess you have already solved the equation. Great. So we'll get X is equal to 3 by 2. Now you already have S2 by S1 is equal to 3 by 2. So for that sake, now what will be the actual time they take? What is asked in the question, guys? Find the sum of the times taken by them to reach their destinations from R. Basically, we need to find the sum of these two, not difference. So what is S2 by S1? 3 by 2. And what is the another part? It will be 2 by 3. So we'll have to find 6 into S2 by S1 plus 6 into S1 by S2. Substituting this value as S1 by S2 ka value, what you will get as the answer?
Thirteen.
13.
Yes, it is 13. I know this is a bit difficult part to understand, guys. Probably you can get this as the toughest question more than I won't count it For your stage, this won't be a moderate question, but a tougher question. But yeah, this is how generally a tough question in CAT is. And generally, if you are wise enough, looking and figuring it out, if you are wise enough, you won't give much time to such a question in CAT at the round 1. Now, did you understand why a question paper consisting of moderate questions is the toughest part? And if half the paper is consists of tough questions, that won't be a tough question paper, because anyways you won't attempt those 17 questions in the round 1. You will just be remaining 17 questions. So this is how a tough question in a CAT paper appears. Did you guys get it?
Yes, Kesari.
Everybody? I require a response from everybody, guys.
Yes, case.
Okay. I could have run off with this question, but I needed to solve it. Yeah, it is a tough one, Anshula. I know that. Purposely put it through so that you get a taste of how a tough question in CATs come. Mostly it's like every year, which last 4 to 5 years. If you have a tough question, it will be of such similar level. You basically have to figure out what is asked in the question. If you're not able to figure out what is asked in the question, you might get 10-15 minutes and stuck. If you're able to figure it out, it's merely solving 2-3 equations and solving. Yeah, it takes 3 to 4 minutes for solving tough questions, but that's it. If you are able to solve easy questions in under a minute or at max 1 minute, you can spare such times for such tough questions. So guys, we are left with 3 questions. Basically, what I will do is, I will post the solutions of these questions in the WhatsApp group tomorrow afternoon. But important part is you first attempt them, because if you try to solve all of these 3, it will probably overshoot it by another 30-40 minutes, because then again these are not easy level questions, they are moderate level. So each one would take at least 7 minutes. So do you want me guys to continue, or you guys want this as a homework wherein I will post the solutions in the WhatsApp? What do you guys want? I'm open to both of them. Guys?
We will do homework, Kesari.
Okay. Others?
Yeah, Kesari, I got a client meeting every day at 9:30 like that. So I can't continue.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay, guys. So what we'll do is take it as homework, and I'll post the solutions. So you no need to worry, but yeah, please attempt these questions, guys, first, and only then I will post the solutions. Is that part clear, guys?
Yes,
Everybody okay with this, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. But one more important thing, guys, please go through the recording of this part and revise this concepts again and again. Trust me, time distance is a very important part of the CAT syllabus. It gets asked in a lot of various ways. You can get asked puzzles on such concepts in DILR as well, and they have asked it. You can check the CAT 2018, CAT 2017 paper, even the 19 paper. Similar questions were asked. All right, guys. So that would be it for today.